Hey guys, it's Wednesday and I'm in the studio at the moment because tonight we have an X-rite webinar and we're going to talk about color in my images, how to use the color checker, how I set everything up, and of course I'm going to show some tricks in Photoshop and Lightroom to really make those colors pop. But before we start, we of course have to set everything up. And I already showed you a few times the camera setups and how we use lighting. But I'm going to show you again because I want to give a little bit more attention to some details we have to take care of during one of those setups. Okay, so this is my view. We have our Let Go panel over there. We have one camera, the second camera, and we have one camera over there. Now, what do they see? Well, let me show you. This is camera 2, camera 1, and actually camera 3. So we want to make a nice overview because I'm going to tell you guys about my setup and why I mirror those displays and about the Wacom. And when I'm switching, I of course have to keep my eyes towards a camera. And because the laptop is over here and I have to put, for example, some overlays via Wirecast in the screen, I have to make sure that one camera is over there so it doesn't look like I'm looking that way and you actually see me working on the laptop. So that looks really weird. So one camera is on me, and now as soon as I start taking over my screen is of course over here. So that's why we use a second camera that's there. So you keep two cameras on my face, so you always, you always get the suggestion that I look straight at you. Okay, and here we have the Roland again, and on the Roland we do all the switching between the cameras. We can see it on a small screen, as you can see here, and that actually goes straight into Wirecast. So that's the setup. We're gonna do a test broadcast now because every time we do a live broadcast I certainly want to make sure that everything works, so we're always gonna do a test broadcast before. So we're gonna start it up in a moment and we'll see what happens. Now when you do a photo shoot on location, one of the most important things of course is make sure that everything you shoot is clean, meaning there are no disrupting factors in the view. So if you have something laying around, make sure you take it out of the scene before you take your shot, because otherwise you have to take it out in Photoshop. Now during behind the closed doors we don't really give attention to this stuff because, as I said in the start of every episode, it's a raw broadcast. We just film it with one camera and we don't use fancy lighting or audio. So we're a little bit more free with behind the closed doors. However, during something like this, like a DxO or X-rite or BenQ or whatever webinar we do, we have to make sure that everything looks as good as possible. Now let's take a look at one of the cameras. I'm going to turn this around and I'm going to show you what we have to take care of before we start broadcasting. This is our, let's call it the high cam. As you can see, it looks pretty nice, right? Until you look over there. And there you can actually see that I still have this in the frame. So let's take this one out very quickly. So I'm going to move that. Now that looks way better, but we still have something there. And that's actually the other webcam. So let's move that one out of the frame too. Now that looks way cleaner. Now I don't want it too clean for the very simple reason it's a desk I work on. But I don't want any factors in there that I don't really like. So that looks way better. Okay, we're going to start now a speed test and then we're going to do a quick test broadcast on YouTube and Facebook to see if everything's running perfectly. Okay, just finished the test broadcast and it actually went a little bit longer than expected. We clocked in at about 28 minutes and that's because we got a lot of questions via the chat room. Now, we do have some problems here, and maybe somebody's watching that knows a lot about Wirecast and Facebook and YouTube. What we get is a totally unstable connection system. So if I only stream to YouTube, everything goes fine. If I stream only to Facebook, everything goes fine. If I combine the two, 50% of the time it goes fine. And the other 15%, I don't know what's going on, but sometimes we get no connection at all, sometimes we get errors, all the settings are correct, everything seems to be working, and then sometimes it just stops. So if somebody knows anything about Wirecast and those dual casts, let me know and maybe you can help us out. So actually this is how our chat room looks. So what you see is we can actually see a preview, and now of course it's offline. and we see all these questions coming in. And normally I also have my iPhone laying here, so I can also monitor Facebook. But in this case we mostly focus on YouTube, and Anouk always does the Facebook. So we're now gonna have dinner, and then it's time for the X-rite seminar. We're about to start the digital classroom special edition for X-rite, and we're now doing the speed test, so we have about 60 down. And we're running 4Gs because we still don't have fiber over here. So we're now testing the upload. Let me see, and that doesn't work very well. So let's try that again. And let's see what's going on. And this is the part that frustrates me so much, because we do have internet. And we did the test just a few minutes ago and it worked. And now we do the test for filming and it doesn't work. So we're gonna work that out just before the episode, because, well, we still have 5 minutes left. Okay, 2 minutes before broadcast we restarted the router and it seems to be working now. So let's see if we now do have an upload. There we go. So we have 60 down and about 44, 45 up. That's way more than we need. We only need 6. So we're ready to go live. Install on your hard drive. Now as soon as it's on your hard drive, it installs a plugin. This is a plugin that's actually an export plugin. So watch this. You simply go to File, Export, and then you find, I'll tell you already, we planned something. Press Export. The following file already exists. Okay, just override it. Okay, we're done with our special digital classroom broadcast, and Anouk already went home, and the only thing I have to do now is put the workshop for New York, actually New Jersey, online. So I just created the page, and we have an early bird for $350. After that it will be $399. And remember, this one will fill up pretty fast because it's on a Sunday and we have Nadine with us, so this is gonna be so awesome. So I'm gonna show you the page very quickly, and then I'm also gonna go home. And of course, first we'll put this online on social media. But you will be, well, actually not the first one to see this, because this is not live. But we have it live in a moment on frankdoorhof.com. So make sure you check it out. It's in the menu. New Jersey, April 30th with Nadine. Awesome. Okay, we're done with everything, and now it's time to go home, watch a movie, and after the movie edit the video and get it online for you guys. And yes, these are pretty intense and long days, but hey, this is what we love to do. And we really appreciate your comments on the videos, so make sure you leave them below, and of course support us on Patreon. So thank you so very much for watching today's episode. Tomorrow Anouk will take the camera because they're visiting a dealer. So that's going to be interesting too. And this weekend, of course, we have 3 workshops in a row. We start with Small Flash, then we have Creativity and Styling, and we have the Photics event on Sunday. Whew, it's going to be real busy. And of course, a lot of episodes of Behind the Closed Doors. Hey guys, see you again tomorrow. Well, actually, you're going to see Anouk tomorrow. Bye bye.